everyone. City in Japan, there was an explosion big and had a Piccolo from Lazada in 7 Dragon Ball. Appeared there destroying everything, but the hero who came to containment was all beaten up by it. Now through the TV screen is a head tease him to start putting on his cape and go outside. When the monster is not about to hit the little girl, Saitama saves the baby in time. This monster is created from pollution and wants to destroy culture, inventing humans so that the earth is no longer polluted. I think this monster is also noble. When the monster transforms into a more demonic form, Saitama only lightly punches a monster. The thing is already disintegrated. It's been stripped and dirty. Thinking it's like that or going back to 3 years ago when Saitama still had hair. On the way to work, I met a monster lobster perverted. You look at that part, didn't even bother to put it on. He saw Saitama's face carefree like me, so he forgave Saitama. Come on, he says. He's hunting a kid who has a butt on his chin and wants to rip him off. Saitama walked through the park. There really was a guy with a butt. On the other hand, just asked him out, use a brush to draw on that crab, making it angry. Go hunting. When Saitama is about to leave, that crab found it and rushed to attack the boy, but after that, Saitama jumped out to save him. The boy, he told Saitama to go home quickly or else I will stop you from applying for a job. But my brother Saitama, is very hard to tell your father to take his head off. Your father is a junior here and this lobster is Con Sky's fan. Should have punched Saitama away, but he still got up and continued to be punched by it. For a while Saitama jumped up using the flag. I was low in his eyes. Then pulled out his brain and beat that lobster, and since that day Saitama has practiced so much that lost all speed and is now stronger than anyone else. But he was still poor. While he was shopping at the supermarket, there was an earthquake and everyone, it turned out that there was a giant monster entering the city, and on its shoulder was S brother. It turns out that giant is my little brother. Looking for strength, he trained like crazy and got it. His brother gave him some weird drug that made him, he turned into a giant with a single swing with his hands. He went to buy a whole city. The older brother stood on his shoulder, and wherever the younger brother went, the buildings collapsed. There by now Saitama was standing on the giant's other shoulder, and his brother told him to kill him on my right shoulder. My brother is so stupid. My brother, oh stop killing his mother. Then he got angry, took the Saitama and threw it straight down a building. After he jumped to the void and repeatedly punched Saitama, thought he had avenged his brothers vengeance. Saitama jumped up from below and punched him in the wrong face. Always that night when he came home from shopping, he caught the car monster when it was threatening to make the Saitama's head the brightest. Tonight, you went up to my house, punched it, it's out of shape. Next time see me, let's knock it down or I'll beat it just like always. You go home to wash up, eat, then lie down to watch movies and go to sleep like any other day because he's so strong. He doesn't have any opponents anymore. The next morning while sleeping, Saitama's apartment was suddenly destroyed and he was attacked by a muscular engine. That guy said he was an underground creature, and now we will stand up to take back this earth. Saitama is also excited because it's been a long time meet strong opponents like this with just one punch. One guy has already logged out, the next ones kept rushing and Saitama made it more and more aggressive. One punch, a guy everywhere was engulfed in flames, and Saitama declares this earth to be protected by me. Continues to fight, and now Saitama has found the excitement of a real match after defeating all the people of the earth. Then when they appeared, Saitama enjoying this fight, but then the alarm bell rang. It turned out to be a dream, but then outside of the crowd on the ground, Saitama jumped down and kicked to death one of them. The other group asked for this time, Trot died. I hope you forgive me. Today on the TV announcement, the fact that a large number of noses appeared and a lot of dead poultry carcasses were found in Saitama residents are coming to the tree. Suddenly there is a mosquito. Even though you catch the Saitama many times, you still miss the Saitama. My family immediately used lightning speed to beat that mosquito. There was a large mosquito swarm flying by right now buildings, and there is someone who is trying to destroy the Cape Stone that has a name used when people dispersed and went to steal. They were surrounded by those mosquitoes. Suck the sharpness into the sneaking mosquito. Look, it looks dim at times. Cyborg shoot fire at the queen termite, but she dodged, then let the mosquitoes surround the robot. He used fire to burn the swarm, but Saitama this side can't catch the mosquito. Look at the face. The crow __ can withstand the queen mosquito, and the robot rushed into each other to attack each other, and when the robot stood below, continuously unleashed fire. The queen mosquito repeatedly dodged, then approached and skewered, got an ear of the robot, but she didn't suspected that the robot had also grabbed her legs. She saw that and flew up. Even though the human, the machine shoots like nothing. When in the air, the nose of the temple summons an extremely large amount of salt, and on this side Saitama is still trying to chase the other nose to kill it. When the robot tells Saitama to run away, go before things got worse, she sent a bunch of big nose to her brother's side. Then he had to use extreme firepower so that there was not a single mosquito within a radius of 500 meters survive. When the robot takes care of humans just standing. This is my Saitama man. I asked him to stand aside, praise the strong robot, and get a traffic sign for the engine row. When the robot talks that I have killed all the mosquitoes, but the Mosquito the other king didn't need the mosquitoes because she sucked enough health and transformed into a stronger form. With just one tall she slashed a few buildings and she was fast appeared quickly behind a slash that nearly broke in two the robot. She had raised her voice and slashed repeatedly entered the robot when he wanted to turn on the self-destruct mode so that they both died. Saitama slapped mother and daughter to death. Mosquitoes also have to open their mouths for power and please let me be his disciple. Came to the front of Saitama's house and introduced himself as Zenov. He said that his body is all a machine. Hook it up and ask what is the colored armor on the top of the Saitama. What's with that big skin you bitch ask so early? My mother told me that when I was 15, I was still a human real person but a robot came his village and destroyed it all and killed his family too when he had only a weak breath left. Chili, Dr. C.U. Shino happened to pass by and help him. Zenov like Doctor, turning his body into a fighting machine for the sake of justice. He wanted to be strong enough to be able to destroy it. The cyborg who killed his village but too wordy. Saitama with proportional brain with the amount of money in the wallet. The Genos summed it up about 20 words and finally finished it. Genos said he wanted it as strong as you are at this time. Saitama said that I started practicing when I was 22 years old. This year I am 25 years old. If you are 19 years old, you will need more than 25 years to be as good as me. If you can't get dirty corn author, I will teach you. You can't stand the heat but Zen can be frank. Except he suddenly realizes this now something and a locust jumped into Saitama's apartment but before he could introduce his name was punched by Saitama brother and then declared you mouse. Ceiling is easy to feel from the outside. Two more guys jumped out and Saitama got out first and punched the ground. The crime of destroying dad's house. Saitama is suddenly pulled to the ground. And behind Genos is another cyborg with armor. Trung Wan is so full of shit, so I want to ask if he's a robot before attacking the throne. I was no longer with Saitama, the name of the lion king and the guy who pulled his leg were one. The mole under the note on one side fights the robot with great ferocity on the other side. When Saitama was sentenced to death, he was only bragging about how he would how to kill Saitama in a cool way. Suddenly he stood waking up and being born as if nothing had happened. The other two were also able to get their ass into Saitama last. Warning, apologize and pay for the ceiling. Hurry up. 400 million lion fairies. See the attitude. Your brother sent me to my house to defy him, and he got angry and rushed to use his claws to attack Saitama. Angry, super lion, but also only ate a snack. Saitama's punch has already lost its color. Rat moles see that. They constantly dig the ground to run away, but where can I run away from the sun? A bunch of them fly to the ground, always playing around here. Genos defeated the cyborg. That robot turned out to be a gorilla wearing his armor. He even threatened to say that the pangolin would quickly rescue him, but Saitama brought the baby intact. The lion's name makes the gorilla afraid to pee all the way to kill me because I think it's just sleeping. A long time ago, there was a young genius scientist who contributed a lot to our knowledge human, but he is disappointed in this world despite receiving countless compliments but not having one. Which of his ideas or assumptions is universally accepted and people think he is a psychiatrist? He has a dream that towards the evolution of mankind, a species he just researched madly until he was 70 years old. Then he got the results. He turned himself into young picture, then cloned countless numbers of himself and named the lab Evolved. He evolved cloning and evolving countless new species, but here, Saitama finds it too lengthy, so I say 20-word summary. The gorilla boy must know what not to get punched. In short, the name boss is interested in Saitama's body, so he sent his juniors to make him not play around. Sir, it means experimenting with your body, not playing with you. So the two decide go to see that doctor and see what he looks like at the base. When he sees these two guys coming here, people discuss with each other and maybe they will release the fierce Bull Kwang to kill the clones. Saitama so scared because that's the one that evolved the strongest and most cruel. Saitama and Genet jog. When he arrived at that doctor's base, Zenith directly used firepower to destroy the entire 8-story base. Saitama also had to stand up to go in, but he did it slowly. But they discovered a tunnel door, so it was okay. The two of you come in here. All the clones have been killed by the Beetle's name. Look at the Beetle's face. This guy looks like a guy in the past. Now go original and say you're satisfied, then I will also ask permission to answer the note. Also can't wait to know your powerful secret. Saitama and the other two are also curious to see where his strength comes from. Now Saitama shouts that we have to practice every day for 3 years without stopping. One of the 100 push-ups and sit-ups, 100 squats, and then 10 kilometers jogging for 3 years continuously. Eat only bananas or hot without turning on the air conditioner in order to increase my sanity, and with constant hard work, I was bald, but my strength was also very good. Surprisingly, I'll stop listening to it and tell the teacher, damn it, I'm going to do it. Nothing but practice 100 times each, but so strong. Oh, I'm telling the truth, but I don't have a snout. The name of the bull is angry now when he hears the nonsense of Saitama, and he transformed into a killer form. The whole base area was red because of the alarm of his power. The bull slays him and rushes to knock Saitama, then repeatedly punch him, bounce back and forth in the air mid-air. and fell to the ground, then punched him in a row, sending him flying. He continued to jump up to hit. Only then did Saitama realize that today is the day of the supermarket great sale. Know that I missed the big price. Saitama got angry and punched a bull to death, then sat crying because he missed that moment. Now Swallow said there were 4 hours left until the time was up, so the two of them cut a hole in the base and ran hurry to the supermarket. Now the name of the doctor realizes the only person who has to change is me to have one. The bald guy wants to reverse the job case because he thinks that the rich keep getting fatter and fatter. If we're poor, we're slowly dying. Can't share food for grapes, but we have to what they want not to do, but still have a lot of money. Work in the Paradise Association led by the leader of the father going to make it happen. But no one cares, so they go to court the house of the richest man in town to destroy. When he got there, the junior in the battle armor, only a group of them demolished that house, but this time junior said that big brother, we were wrong after all. The richest fairy is in the direction of the egg. Period. If the duck can be flipped, then people must have a time look at it wrong. Saitama brothers woke up to a dream of being crushed to death by a big lump in the nose. Went out to brush his teeth when the news reported that a bunch of people had destroyed the skyscraper and the gunman. The first is a hammer-headed criminal. Along with their members, the identifying feature is a bald head. When I heard about this, the Japanese Saitama was so fucking shit and thought that they're imitating their heads to commit crimes. How many heroic skinheads have disappeared? Your mother and father help you here. The police team can't get over the Ma gaming and aim to stop the Hammerhead team. At this point, Bro, the hero of Justice Bicycle Hat Rider, appeared to try to stop them, but one punch fell to the ground. Someone call an ambulance for this delusional guy. This side will be like the richest man in the city is worried they're going to come here to destroy our house. What a shit. Brand on the top of the court. The house is like that when Gennaro and the butler are worried. There is a person named Sonic right now is in that room and wants to handle this case. Just need money to be called the King of Sound by Sonic Sound because he can move at the speed of sound or faster. When the Hammerheads are moving the mountain to go to Zenri Lu's building, but was stopped by Sonic and told me if I surrender, I'll let you go. Damn it, but my head still tells me to charge, and so Sonic laughs a little and then rushes in, and then all the scumbags there drop their head where Sonic goes at the Hammerhead, who is scared now, and then after seeing all will be cut down by Sonic, his head stretched out his hand. He also cracked a piece in his hand, slamming it on the ground, creating a ceiling that made Sonic stop when he jumped up a tree, and then he repeatedly took large chunks of earth and threw it in Sonic's direction to form a straight line. Sonic rushed along that road when he used a big tree to knock along that road, but Sonic was behind, throwing a weapon at the arrow's head. Hammerhead, after calling Gennaro Bao Viet, finished. When Sonic discovered the charmer ran away, he ran for a while and saw Saitama. Immediately I got excited and punched him and was about to brush again, but saw Saitama return the damage. He used the windmill, was directly caught by Saitama both hands, and then lightly punched in the armor. Flew away. The situation is not good. The Hammerhead is scared right away. Apologize. Hope Saitama will forgive you. Don't do it. The bad guy too. Move away. He stole it. The ass ran away. Now Sonic also appeared there. Saitama showed the way the Hammerhead ran, but was caught by Sonic. Threw the weapon, but he caught it. He stabbed the knife, but Saitama still blocked it and directly scratched the sword and explained that I'm not related to the first group. Oh wow, but Sonic is excited because Saitama caught it. His two moves, so he used the speed of sound to continuously move around and then rushed over to kick Saitama straight in the head, but he dodged it and reached out his hand. Whatever happened came. There's this little ringed bird bouncing around. After a while of pain, Sonic threatened, next time I'll kill you in a pose that can't be older than me. Saitama told Zenov a story and said there was a very important thing in my 3 years as a hero no one knew about me. Even though I was defeated, there are countless monsters at this time. Asked Saitama, is Saitama registered with the Hero Association? Saitama, it's an association. When you apply for it, you'll officially be a hero and get paid from the Saitama Association Fund. Asked if he would complete the registration. He said no. Saitama invited Genuk went to register together and promised to accept him as a disciple of the Go. I felt so embarrassed that night when my name the Hammerhead was hiding. When the people in the organization, he stole the item to deal with it and then left with the name the Hammerhead. Whispered happily because my head is hard, several times stronger than normal people, so I'm not dead. From now on I promise to work hard. Next is the Event Hero Association audition and maybe others. Yes, I'm paying attention to Zen. And the competition is also acting. You guys have the heart to look at our Saitama like a guy. This bald little girl also comes here. But when the contest takes place, first step left and right face wrongly dangerous, then again 1,500 meters followed by lifting weights, then throwing weights again. Next is the high jump, but he jumps to the bottom of the ceiling, smashing the mouse, destroys the machine, and the punching machine breaks the punch. The two teachers and students went to the changing room to wait for the results, and after an hour, the results were sent. Sanote gets 100 points and gets the rank of hero, and Saitama draws half and sees Huawei first. This round is clearly an S class, but __. Look at Saitama's dumbass face, you'll know it's rank C with 71 points. They were taken to a room to greet those who passed, but why only when 2 people are like this? It's like Maku bullies a ghost to see his face and hate him. Watch the martial art of Quan Long Pan to scare the 2 of you, but Saitama only cares about it blowing up a rubber ball. And then sitting and thinking what to eat tonight makes me feel like I can't stand it the way back. It's said that this hero association was founded 3 years ago when grandson of a millionaire named Agorin, who was attacked by a monster and had a passerby save them, so he used his donation fund to establish the hero association over here. As the name was released, the representative in the Saitama room was ranked 38th grade A, and he was very angry because no one knew about him at the time. Always fight properly out of respect for students. Didn't hear that. Saitama suddenly rushed after that, slipped behind and put all his strength into the punch, created a tremendous amount of power, but he was wrong. We stopped in time and asked Zenith to eat udon noodles. We'll finish it. Look behind me, the mountains almost evaporate, and know that to be with this person is impossible. For me that night, the teacher and student went out to eat. The challenge of my don was super spicy. But Saitama fell first, and then only Genos took the whole box and ate it. The note said, "That's all right now. Who is the urgent item?" I went to find the note and wanted to go out and talk. The story of the 2 of them going out to talk for a while. Zeno calmly walked in, surprising Saitama because I thought the other guy came to cause trouble like me the other day on the way home. Go ahead and let's go do some business. For special reason, Genos moved to Saitama's house, and he always wrote down what he did to learn by myself. Then I only know 1 episode. If you want to get stronger, then look for it. That author Genos now says if the hero is level C1 weak without activity, they'll be crossed out of the list, so that's why C rank heroes have to rush to work. I heard that Saitama had a stupid face. He looked like he was having an affair, so that was what Saitama wore. Dress up, and don't forget to say some morals. Leave this guy at home and leave me alone. And after a while saying the spell, even though he didn't know what the hell he was, he made the guy come out with a fake news and then took the ass. Ran out looking for bad guys, but it's so annoying. Ran from morning to evening but couldn't find it. I see a bad guy or a monster tomorrow. The next day, standing in the middle of Saitama City, worried because if nothing happens, you will lose your job. Right now Sonic appeared, but he was busy, so he said, "See you when I met Sonic again." I thought he despised me, so I drew my sword, rushed to it, but sent Ace mine to bite off the sword with his teeth. __. Mom is this strong, but she can't catch her. Knows why is your father being bitter to trick the itch to feed him. Now a tall white guy appeared. He was the top tiger and told the criminal me. Saitama thinks he's talking Sonic, but when he grabs your hairless head, he's wrong. Come in and tell me you're the criminal. Look at Saitama's face. It's like a robbery. It turned out yesterday Saitama runs around the neighborhood with a face that is holding a statue that everyone thinks is a criminal, and this tall guy won. Judge sent him to our house to take credit for the history books, but being useful for 3 exploding darts was to destroy the garlic bulb. Right away everyone was afraid of scattering. Sonic jumped up and dodged the darts, exploding on the surrounding houses. The surroundings exploded and splashed the car and the child on the road. Luckily, Saitama caught it, and he got it when Sonic was in high spirits. When he jumped on his back, hit a stick with the ground. Always in the association, they are holding a meeting about criminals and heroes who are maintaining order in the cities. In the very city right now, there is an A-rank monster, and sent 2 A-rank heroes there to deal with it. That's right, it's the 33rd class GMF Spring and the 29th Golden Ball. They scout around everywhere at Hay. They both sensed that monster was nearby and quickly chased it. That was the sea monster surrounded by seaweed, golden marbles. Used the drill bit to shoot at the monsters. The monster gently knocked it out, then it crawled up from the bottom of the drain and grabbed the leg of the yellow ball and pulled it down under the sewer, and then hurled to the wall, directly knocking down the mustache. Although worried about his teammates, but fighting this seaweed, he pulled out his sword and repeatedly parried the attack of seaweed. Then he bent the sword and then fired the long sword out, piercing everything, but only they got a tentacle of this monster. Felt bad, so he contacted the association, asked for help, and when the information is sent to the A-rank heroes who disagree, wanting to try the monster. This object, after a while of fighting, the sword broke and the mustache couldn't take it anymore and fainted. When the seaweed saw that the humans were so in love at this moment, a figure of someone passed by, and Shin was my brother Saitama. The monster started to attack, and it was only now that he remembered that he hadn't bought any, so that night, my family had seaweed soup, and he lied to Zen and said that this was bought from the supermarket on this side. The heroes arrived and found that a whole piece of the building was destroyed, and the monster was also already disappeared. Everyone thought that monsters must be fighting for territory, but didn't know this bald guy was new as the one who hit that ocean in space. There's a huge meteorite flying by, and according to the association's estimate, it would fall straight into the cold city. Now they started to hold a meeting to discuss how to prevent meteorites from swallowing. We're also invited to attend as soon as he arrived at this meeting. He met the 3rd grade S-rank silver capsule Mr. Bang, saying that the heroes gather in the association, then this small branch is where they gather the heroes, but only 2 people are Bang for the price. He told Zenote that in 35 minutes there will be a Heaven the jelly falls on the cold city and will destroy it completely so other S-rank heroes don't wanted help, only he didn't want to abandon the city so got here too late to evacuate, so he took the note according to the advanced weapon that wants to destroy that meteor. There is also a hero in the tall building want to destroy it. It's a leveling robot Shish-7, but it's just real human armor and far away from this place. While the two of them were talking, the meteorite had entered the atmosphere and was falling down. Use a rocket to shoot at the meteorite, causing a big explosion like that. Layer of smoke and dust. Meteoritis is also unharmed. Please see the button. See that there are only 33 seconds left for the meteorite touch the ground, but he is still afraid that he will not can't do anything. Now Bang comes up and says there's if you're so young, but you're afraid of failure, you can still do business whatever else you play, improvise well. The first time Genos heard that, he put his energy core in his hand and then threw all the what I've got, but even so the meteorite was unharmed when the general burned down. Then Saitama went to tell Bang to take care of his disciple, and then Sai jumped up like a punch through the meteorite. Directly destroys it, making the Bang also say its enemy first load, but then meteor fragments also destroyed the cold city, and Saitama was like this should be fine after that, even though some people think that Saitama is a bad person for destroying at the city, but Genos still admires him for his trademark punch. She informed Saitama that I was upgraded from 17 to 16s level. I also saw that from rank 342 to rank 5, I got a circuit of 337 levels. Asia will stop, and it should be level RS, but the association thinks it's mostly Genos and no, the mix was only able to make Saitama rank 5th. Zenus also gave a brief explanation of the disaster's danger. IA is a lake, means a disaster that threatens many lives. On Lee is a disaster of authority crisis of an entire city or existence. Rio is a dragon level disaster, is an existential crisis destroyed an entire city, and Kami was a god-class disaster that affected the survival of all mankind. After listening to it, Saitama accidentally said a few words, causing Genos to immediately record Ham studying too much. Felt like it was easy to rank up, so Saitama went out to do something to get promoted but just got out. Other than that, the guy Top T asked his brother is Tank Top Black Hole and wants to use Saitama because he thinks you eat the merits of Cup S to level up so fast. He shouted loudly that it was Saitama who broke it. Destroy the town to make people rush to come and curse at Saitama. Then they start to want to hit him. I waved these two idiots to visit, but as soon as the younger brother got up, he was punched and flew away, and the older brother lightly squeezed at the hand that knelt down apologetically. I made a mistake, I'm sorry. Now Saitama shouts that your father has taken his head off. It's not like it's fast enough to cut it, but it's your father who punches the meteorite. Is full of any opinion. If someone has an opinion on here, Saitama will arrest them. Why is it so strange that people keep their mouths shut but still someone tells you it's the ball? Such the note will visit. They also quietly go on along, and on the way back Geno said that no matter what, I will always be on the side of the teacher. The two of you return together on the dark road in the only city at the moment. There is a skeleton monster ocean dweller, but bad luck for it. Just in time Saitama was on his way home, and it was a colored punches today. There were a lot of great residents. Dwang started moving to the city of sea, and in it there was a scary bot named Giant Dao. The other one came ashore at this time. The 11th rank hero Stringers was already there to save everyone, and this news is being broadcast on TV. After receiving the information, Saitama and Zenode also started to have a screamer move. Although he was very weak, he eventually defeated all the guys. Ocean people have Tora disaster level, but then all of a sudden a smaller guy appeared. At this point single Saitama and Genos started going to G City, and the bike hero went there too, but the latest announcement says that the level of disaster increased from Tora to Final Olim level is a disaster level of authority. You should run now bro. From the ceiling I'm watching that pervert face, then suddenly he appeared right behind his back unexpectedly hooked. And despite using lightning to kick, but almost didn't care about him when he hooked, just told to duel with me. That guy got stuck. I flew my mother to the other building, and when I got up, he was sitting there and smiling pervertedly. Then Mac tried to turn around to kick that guy, but the result was still being punched outside. Right now there's a slug level hero who's a proteiner something standing there, and looking at his face I knew right away this passion will be thin. Let's go with him. Is Sonic 2 sharing a room together? Dewey only collects 11. Then how to increase the sweater your boyfriend gave you? It's free. Bao will avenge that shirt you broke it with you. And you took your revenge. Well, I'll stop calling that ocean dweller a fishman. The mermaid rushes to punch Free, but when he gets hit by Free, he punches back until his mouth is distorted. Right now, Free feels the mermaid's name so strong that he looks like a shapeshifter, but is actually fighting naked with his muscular body. Those twisting movements are the stars of the sky. Jump up high, make a swan move, you will die. Rushed to punch the mermaid repeatedly, but he blocked all of the punches and hit him hard. Other punches, Freeland's belly and Free face, followed by a series of punches. Saying goodbye to Freeland in the sky as a swan, the fishman continued to attack Sonic. When he quickly dodged and then returned a kick, but the mermaid with his mistake can shoot long. It's lucky to bite and hit his shirt. He continued to attack, causing Sonic to jump up tall. buildings to dodge, but he quickly Theo behind him, and after a while, Sonic caught by him. But tomorrow, thanks to the magic of running shirt, get up Sonic stand on the building naked taller. And say next time I call Dad, create me, you call me. After running away, Sonic met General Note. He told Xenote to stay away from him. That's because no matter how many heroes rush at him, they'll all lose in the shelter. Everyone's worried because that monster is still alive, but now one can sense that someone is next to him inside and quickly destroy a hole in the shelter and get inside. Someone who had stood up told him to surrender and would do as he asked, but he just wanted to kill and eat all the people. Hey, so there are some heroes in there that want to stand up fight him. There are 2 levels, CAB and AA rank, and they believe they can fight outside. Then Mummy Raider was carrying a Saitama when he told Raider to keep. Let's go ahead, I have to go and have some business. And when I came back, Saitama saw Ryder's phone. He answered the phone and found out that the mermaid monster was in the shelter and had him hero stopped it thereafter, defeating a few heroes in the mermaid's shelter. Very nice at the moment. Hey, Genos also came in, shot the color away with fire. When Zenov asked about the situation, the mermaid jumped up and punched him in the face, causing Zen's right hand to break off, and his face was also deformed by the blow just now. Saitama side is on the phone from the association and they want to see the power really of Saitama, so I sent you the location button, told everyone to run out of the shelter and you stay and hold off this mermaid. He rushed to kick him in the face to stop him from chasing everyone. 2 people punch each other madly and the Xenote sends him flying, then fires fire to burn him. Next to use the tall cocoon is dazzling and the figure is constantly punching mermaid name, but this is no birth at this point. A little girl stopped cheering for Xenote when to completely corrode the mermaid, threw the ball against the wall and kicked the fire knot outside of this. Raider came over and was held by him, pounded on the ground repeatedly. He didn't give up and continued. If you continue to resist, he will throw you away. Now, if you can't fight with your hands, you will never use martial arts. Please spare my life. Fighting the strong make me will get stronger and I will fight you even to death. The people felt his bravery and encouraged him to keep going, but faith and hope to be realistic too and give the doll a punch. Rushes to punch but gets punched by the mermaid, no one else, but it turns out that Saitama was able to catch it. He saw that even Genos was injured heavy and told you to wait a minute, I'll take care of the bullhead. This list now. The mermaid punches you in the head away from my house. It's very strong, but it only shakes your head a little. Motherfucker, who did you punch? When Saitama will show him mermaid 1 punches the motherfucker, has a hole in her chest, her eyes pop out and she falls to her death. Who celebrates defeating that mermaid and is still far from home. Like it's done now. Sonic came back with his weapon and demanded to kill the hungry mermaid, but what can I do for you? The next morning there was a parcel from the Hero Association. It was the letters that the fans sent to Xenote. Heroes are countless and Saitama only have the first 2 steps. Cursing, then the fact that you robbed the police came back when Saitama had just defeated the monster. People cheered, but there was a guy with a face like a cholera frog who said maybe that monster is not strong enough to let the car robber take down a few S-rank heroes, are just a code that isn't strong yet. At this point, Saitama laughed and said that thanks to the previous heroes weakening this guy, I knew to being eaten like this. Saitama wants to protect the reputation of the ranks in the heroic knights, so knew such a lie, but Saitama also received another letter. Thank you. 1 more letter sent from the Hero Association informing him that he had risen to rank a rank of C and then summoned Saitama to round guild. They said that Saitama chose to rank first level C2 up level back level only. I'm back to doing weekly quests. The 3 people above are talking about Saitama and thinking he's cheats and eats foul. Then the people from the association say that he has real ability. Please welcome. Wait, X, how did his brother rank up at the hospital? Then after waking up, stranger was infected with a man-free. Brother asked for money for a little money. Hawkmon stopped running. I ran back and didn't dare to go anywhere that night. On the way about, Saitama met Raider eating by the road. Raider also congrats on Saitama leveling up a peacock on a 1,000-year-old iceberg. At this moment, a red eye flashed in from it. At a giant, the dragon broke the ice out, and just as the dinosaur had seen the sun for a while, there was a machine flew by and brought down a person with superpowers. She landed in front of the huge dinosaur, but still casually talking without paying attention. The dinosaurs are angry now. The one who asked for a kick, but I'm not that easy. When the dinosaur was about to attack, damn long it was from in the sky, there was a meteorite that fell directly, sending the dinosaur back to meet its father. Just opened eyes, have to sleep again. Enter the meteorite. That's because the blue-haired girl used her power to suck it down on a dojo at the top of a mountain. Bang is showing off the badass Lu Shui chain right now. Permission for Saitama and Genos to watch, but they don't seem to be watching much because it's not good right now. The best disciple thinks that she is asking for the account because 2 people dare to mock this martial art, but they have no money. This is the lightest word for the best. He told me that I had a strong disciple, but there was a time when he was bored practice and go kill all the other students, leaving them bedridden, so the Bang beat him up. The battle took him down the mountain. Its name was Gara. While we were talking, someone came to report the news, summoning sand level heroes to burn it. Also asked Saitama To come with you always know when you meet someone. When they went to the headquarters, they saw Yasuo and mistaken Atomic, who was also standing there saying hello, and I waved my hand come out. And tell me I only care about the strong. This guy probably doesn't know the name of the anime. This is a One Punch Man. I know the anime name is different from Tatsumaki, and he came up and said, why are you bringing a junior if she's lowly like this? What kind of Saitama is she? She's lost. They're second-rate robbers. When Grandpa went into the meeting room, it was full of men at who he was. His face was glaring at Saitama. If our family is a grade B, the Chinese stupid face even asks for a cup of tea, and the elephant head at this time the director of the association came in and he announced that the great prophet Sibia had passed away. She died while predicting the future in the next 6 months. She had a cough in her mouth, and because she tried to hold back her cough, she choked and died. What's the reason for her death? Saitama godlike. Who is she? She sells it in the market free. Besides explaining that she was a great seer and prophesying something, that's for sure happened, and before she died she left her last prediction, which was a piece of paper. After the director showed it, and everyone was surprised because it said that the Earth was in danger. The director said that her prediction was 100% accurate, and this could mean that the Earth in the next 6 months would be in danger, so please help Satay level heroes. But wait, I'm the dumbest when I sit at the bottom, the only person in my destiny. This is really toss Saitama. Here are a few outside the headquarters right now. The Birdman was attacking, but then all of a sudden those guys fell down one by one, and the first one got flustered also. Happened to be halved in the sky at this time, a huge spaceship, and the first baby Birdman. The other axe goes down. Before this time the spaceship turns on destruction mode and attacks everything below it. Caused the Takuna's family to save each other. When the first year saw it and was about to grab it, someone rushed over and cut off its finger. The monster rushed over and smashed the helmet guard, and that person also rushed in and slashed again, cut that monster in half this side, and then in the conference room reported the city damage is 99.8%, almost destroyed. The whole city, and Saitama jumped the whole ceiling, went out to see what was outside. So now a huge volley of bullets was fired. Go to Saitama, throw it for a while, and then kick one back here. The first 5 turns his hand from a kite to a hammer and bury one arm of the young Monazit. Splits into 5 bodies and prepare next attack. The 3rd rank S rank Atomic appeared and smashed them, and they recovered again. Atomic continued to slash and smash, and then they gathered and turned into a stronger form, but at the same time silver and iron abilities also appeared. Therefore free again, using natural moves. Russian series of substances broke down the clothes to reveal the body and rushed to punch the other guy repeatedly while they were outside discussing how to beat. Later Saitama is now inside the spaceship, then the boss is in the boat and looking very static. His name is Bra Rose. He comes in monitoring room. They said that a human broke into the spaceship. Hey, 23% damage. Seeing that, Boros immediately told those guys send good juniors to kill the Saitama guy below. Meow Ra is fighting with the S-rank heroes, but was called by the above to be executed. The Earth guy is breaking in here, so he splits his head to get back to the spaceship. First I stayed to fight, but that head was hit by an iron rod, smashed it to pieces. Saitama called the door, but Dad stopped. Break the guest door like this, please criticize the other head. After being smashed, there is a red stone the center, and then it recovers, so it's very continued rush to hit it as if it's practice here. Good luck. Ra was fighting both Silver Prince and Atomic, and he told the man in the cell that I'm busy fighting with humans. It's raining a lot, give me a hand. I'm busy. The human name in here, then you can take care of yourself here. The iron rod continues to smash it again, and you catch got a blue marble hit the thermometer. The marble broke and the head died with it. The iron announced it, tell everyone that in the monster's body there are marbles, and that's its weak point. They Atomic slash continuously at it to be able to slash them. The marbles on this side. Saitama was named in the monitoring room. If you keep passing the message, you will die if you move on. Then Saitama's son told me I don't know the exit. The boy showed Saitama the door and thought to himself, this guy is ready to go, but it's not wrong. Run again, inner circuit, stop it, and go out meta, but new Yamate. Saitama also kicked in the big door. This is the monitoring room right now. There is a space octopus named Zero Chicken that has a spirit, the most powerful force in the universe. He can manipulate gravity, causing everything around to be replaced by gravity change, and that power he likened the power of a cosmic black hole. But Saitama showed no harm, causing Zero in anger to summon rock and earth, rotate it vigorously, and use centrifugal force to throw it straight towards Saitama to the whole of China. But Saitama was like, tell me to throw a stone. Why see it all? Saitama's blow was fine, so he was shocked but fainted. Saitama went down and asked the old guys, what, where is your boss? When the meow got hit and Free just took the second pill. Now he only 2 heads left. The 3-eyed guy on the ship took advantage of the time when all 4 were standing next to each other. When the fire was fired, the Tatsumaki was in time appeared and used the ability to stop the bullets. It bounced back to his father's spaceship. Seeing that he had so much power, he just wanted to go home right now. Let's go home. They kept fighting with the trickster and bang, got another one. By now only a head means a single bullet. But then caught off guard, he got a direct hit. It's quite painful to get angry right now and Demand all of this shit. Yasuo rushes in here. I have AG. I died your mother at this time. Saitama also. Found went to the boss's room and asked if you were boss of this spaceship. Is this time Boros stands up and says that he is the leader of a national dance state. Keep him to Earth because he's too strong. There are no opponents. There's a prophecy that it's okay on the planet called Earth. There will be a very strong warrior to defeat Boros. Make him remove the mine and come here now immediately. But as soon as he walked in front of Saitama, he punched him through the walls. Now Boros rose up, causing the armor to shatter, and he said that this armor hinders my incomparable power and leave me so I can fight for real. So how can you eat your father first? Go. He transforms into his real form and starts to fight. The two of them start to fight each other. Saitama still had to fight and fight, but after one punch, Boruto was lost one arm and then dived in to feed directly with one eye. The other below the fishy channel was holding a block when the house was broken to throw it back to the spaceship. Tatsumaki used spiritual strength to lift the whole pile and keep throwing towards the spaceship. The group in the spaceship like, Mom, Dad, I want to go home this side, Mizan called, keeps focusing on atomic and German cupware. He recovers and even says that he is enjoying the taste of victory. At that time, my father took off his shirt, revealing his huge body, and stepped forward to make the male come out surprised. He punched so hard, but the old man wasn't dead yet. Oh, when he was paying attention to the ice, atomic flashes completely broke his body and Bang went in, grabbed the last core and squeezed it directly. It ends the manga, but the low-rank hero is focused on saving the injured civilians here inside the spaceship. Saitama is also having a duel with Boros. And even though he only has one hand like Boros, Saitama Sasha, then he rushes to kick in Saitama and repeatedly rushes to attack and knock. He got out of the spaceship. Two people went to the roof of the ship to talk about a little pink age and Boro. Out of all the people I'm fighting with, you're the strongest. That's it. Words. Then I released the energy of destruction that shoots straight at Saitama's body, causing a huge explosion, and then he appeared from behind and punched him hard in the head. He punched so hard that it created a wind, swept away the fire. He admitted that Saitama was very strong and did not forget to brag about his race. We have the ability to self-healing physical strength, and the latent energy is very high, and the Saitama is the mother type. What does this guy eat? Talking so much makes Boro angry with Hong. His whole body releases powerful energy that makes everyone the inside of the spaceship is also under a lot of pressure. And Saitama is also thrown very far to keep punching hit, causing aftershocks to create around large explosions. He used both hands to knock Saitama down and then dash down, use a striker to reveal high, and Saitama flies all the way to the moon. Up here, it's so hard to breathe. Italy couldn't breathe, so he pounded so hard that 1/3 of the moon broke. When the broad thought he was if he won, Saitama is like he's back here. He gets angry when he sees Saitama still intact, rushed to punch Saitama repeatedly, but was wrong to punch in one punch and kicked away. And then 8 continuous punches make the whole body broken, but recovers immediately. He is determined to fight, defeating Saitama. At this moment, he releases 100% of his energy, and this time Saitama has to use it too. That move stopped your Saitama's serious punch, punched the Boros and made his energy pellet. I was completely destroyed, and the punch was so strong that even the clouds were split in two. Now Boros can still talk to Saitama and say, I lost. Boros is the first guy. The fairy withstood a serious punch from Saitama. He said that this match was good for him, but he knows that Saitama has not used all his strength in the match from the beginning. Boros has no chance to win him, exclaiming that you are the strongest in Saitama. After that sentence, the whole spaceship collapsed, causing everyone to urinating blood inside the wine. Thank you, Mom. I want to go home. The men below quickly run out. It's not that far away. Who's going to be able to bear it now? It's 2, and it's ironic that S-rank heroes are just pathetic, useless people who listen to these disparaging words. Iron rods to strip the enemy of their hormones and poke them with sticks. When they were having a heated argument, there was a machine box came up from the ground and came out from there, and his intention is to restore the spaceship to make it the most powerful weapon in battle. When you're done, then come up and eat and go directly to kill the frogs and then leave. Go this way. Tatsumaki was waiting for a while when the Saitama spaceship came out, even though she went asked, but Saitama cursed garlic on Saitama, said Janet cursed for you. The goat was beaten by the child. May wall bring it to mediation. Is not a big fight. Saitama goes to help Sanote, but we stick to the wall and then rip off my arm. After this incident, the heroes move in cities as well as gather at the headquarters and make sure they will be strong to fight the enemies. This is the end of today's story. If you find it interesting, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support me. My source of information will come out more new videos everyone wants to do about the series anyway. Just comment below if I get a lot of likes. I'll do that. Hello everyone, filled with love. Where is